new software system moving forward. So it doesn't affect anything that's happening right now with your contracts or with anything that's going on with the current season. But moving into next season and summer, we are moving into a new software system called Dance Studio Pro. Right now we have one that's called Mindbody, and we're transitioning to Dance Studio Pro. We love Dance Studio Pro because it's going to allow you more access to your account. You can see your payments. You can change your credit card on your own. You can see your class schedule right there. And you also can message us through your parent portal. We can message you through that. We can store files on that. So we're hoping it's going to streamline kind of all the different places that you get information to be one central location. And but with that comes a bit of housekeeping. So if you haven't done so already, when you go to register for next year or officially register for the audition, then it's going to ask you to create a new account, and it's also going to ask you to store a form of auto pay, basically a form of payment on your account. We cannot migrate any of that over in terms of card information over from our old system because it's all encrypted. So let's make sure that that is just something to be aware of. It doesn't take a very long time, but it does take a bit of time to do. And then the third thing is if you have not received your parent shirt from Parent Appreciation Week, then they are at the front. You can come in and grab the size that you'd like, or you can ask your student to grab it for you. So either way, but we want to make sure that everyone in our art family gets our parent shirts. So with all that said, if you are new to the call, if you can find your chat box that's down at the bottom, you can open that up and you can just type if you can hear me. That would be great. Then I know you're there. And then if you have any questions as we go, you can type it into the chat. Awesome. Hello, you can hear me. Sounds great. Awesome. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Hi. Okay, so this is all of the packets, all the information for our spring season. In the past, we've done like a gala packet, then we had a recital packet, then we had the photo stuff, and we decided to condense it all into one. So this is a lot of information in here, but it's everything that you need for the rest of the season. So like we talked about in our handbook meeting, and originally our dates are different this year than they have been in the past. So we had to get a little creative. But what I found is that usually when I'm forced to change and do something different because of dates or something, a lot of times I like it better, and it makes me do a new way, and it makes me actually enjoy it. So so I'm thinking, at least with Once Upon a Holiday, that was the case, like getting the art kids in there a week before the show week, like early, I think it was the beginning of November. I really enjoyed that. So I'm hoping that this will be this scenario as well. So we will dive in here. Okay, so this is our overview and table of contents here. And this is a very helpful spring calendar overview. We decided that instead of writing down every single date that there's a rehearsal, because a lot of times things are in flux, especially with the older kids, we have a plan for rehearsal. We might not get done everything that we need to do. There should be video, Thompson. Can everyone see me or no? There should be video. Okay, good. People can see me. Yeah, so I don't know why you can't see me. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that everyone can see me. That would be really annoying to just hear my voice and nothing else. Okay. What do I say? So sometimes we have a plan for rehearsal, but it's in flux and we can't always get everything done. And so we have to have flexibility with that rehearsal calendar. So rather than putting something on here and then changing it, we decided to just list when there's a rehearsal date, and then you can see the Google Calendar for exactly what's going to happen that day. So in general, micro, minis, and minis don't really have rehearsal outside of class, with the exception of very specific show week rehearsals. So when it says rehearsal, it's probably not going to apply to minis or micro minis unless it's on their day of class. So if it's on another day, it's not going to apply. So we have listed, we're already done this week, we're already here. So we've had regular classes, we have regular micro minis tomorrow, and we have an exhibition rehearsal tomorrow, so see the Google Calendar. We have regular classes here and here. This is for like our youth program as well. And then we are having an exhibition rehearsal. Again, this is for junior, teen, senior artisan, and it's on the calendar. Originally, the calendar said bring costumes, but we're not going to do that this particular date. We are going to just deal with the Greatest Showman costumes this date, and then we're going to do some costume run-throughs this week. But that'll be reflected on the Google Calendar. Okay, starting on Sunday, we have our first tech at BT. This is a date that we added so we can reduce the time that we have to spend during the art gala week, because sometimes those have been some late nights since we have so much material. So we're starting early, and we have that tech on Sunday. I sent out the schedule for the tech on Sunday through email today, so you should have received that. Then we have a rehearsal week this week, so see Google Calendar for that. And then regular classes on the 1st. The exhibition performance is on Saturday the 2nd. Micro Minis will be performing ballet only. Minis will be doing all 3 of their dances, and everyone else will be doing all 6 of their dances. This says it's scheduled until 6. There is a more specific schedule later on in this book. There is an optional yoga masterclass with Miss Catherine at 1 o'clock on Sunday. She is one of our adjudicators at the exhibition performance. She was at the artistry convention this past November. We are pulling our art evaluations early, so we're doing these to keep it out of like the recital and art gala craziness. So we're doing art evaluations this particular week. So that means that we will be doing some pretty tedious note-taking during the students' classes so we can craft a very comprehensive evaluation for them for the end of the year. Then we have regular classes again here, and our photo shoot is Saturday and Sunday, the 9th and 10th. Again, there's a more detailed schedule later on in this book regarding that. The following week, we have a mix of regular classes and rehearsals. So if it's rehearsal, see Google Calendar. The following week, we have a rehearsal week, so see Google Calendar for that. And then we have our mandatory rehearsal right here on the 23rd for junior, teen, senior artisan. This is our important rehearsal as we prepare for gala, and this is one that you are not to come late to or leave early from, so please bring snacks. Then we have our second tech that same weekend on Sunday, so we have a big weekend that week for junior, teen, senior artisan. And then we have one more week of regular classes before we break for spring break. Woohoo! We also have Sunday of spring break off, which traditionally we have not for our older students, but we do this time. When we come back from spring break, we have youth production rehearsals. If your student is participating in a youth class, then they will not have their regular youth class. They will only follow the production rehearsal schedule, which is listed later in the book. And we also have rehearsal week as we're getting ready for art gala. On the 13th, we have another mandatory rehearsal for junior, teen, senior artisan, so bring those costumes. And then we have a potential artisan ballet photo shoot on the 14th. We're trying to get a venue indicator for that. And then we are in gala week. Hooray! So in a perfect world, if we can get everything done the way that we'd like to in our Sunday techs, then on Monday, we will tech the minis and micro mini dances. And we will tech any overflow that we did not finish. That might be solos or trios or whatnots. And then we will be able to do on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we will be able to do a tech run of each of the show orders that we have, because we have 3 shows for gala. So, or basically tech dress these 3 days. So we'll have more information about exactly how gala week will go after we finish this tech here on Sunday the 24th. We'll be able to outline this week more clearly for you. And then we have 3 gala shows. We have one Friday at 7, we have one Sunday at 2 o'clock, and one Saturday at 2 o'clock, and Saturday at 7 o'clock. And then this is Passover here and here, and this is Easter here. So it's a very big weekend, as we know. Then the following week, right after that, we have no regular classes these 3 days. We stay in the theater to tech for our recital classes. So on Monday, we have our Kinder Tech, which should not involve anyone in this group. So this is a good day off. Yay, thank goodness. Then we have these 2 days, we have tech for youth classes that if your student is participating in additional youth classes. The exciting thing about these dates being here and with gala being so close to recital over here is that we will not need the art students to re-tech their dances. So we've already done it, we've already lit it, they know where they need to stand, so we save some time there. We will want them at their dress rehearsals, but we don't need the additional rehearsal time as well. So we'll have those recital techs here. If you're not participating in anything extra, then you have these days off. And then on Thursday, we have micro minis, regular classes, and then we have special classes for our junior teen, senior artisan students here. I'm sorry, micros and minis regular classes. I think we're doing a combined regular class for micros and minis that day. And then special classes for junior teen, senior artisan as listed on the Google Calendar. If you're interested in taking individual photos at ADC, those are available Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the 25th, 26th, 27th, and we have regular classes those days. Dress rehearsals for recital are Sunday the 28th. We're back at BT for Kinder Show 1, Kinder Show 2, and Youth Show 3. Again, we'll talk about who all is in what coming up. There'll be regular classes going on this week as we lead to recital. And then we have more dress rehearsals for Youth Show 1, Youth Show 2 on this Friday. And then recital day, we have an 11, a 2, and a 7, and an 11 and 2 on Sunday. We decided to move to the structure of 5 recitals because we were able to reduce for our youth show. We were able to create 3 unique youth shows, reducing our youth recital by a full 1 hour. So now our youth show is 90 minutes, 91 minutes, including the intermission. And before we were running at about 150 minutes. So that's a pretty good change. That should make the audience and our dancers a lot happier. After that, we have our studio closed for recovery, the 6th and 7th. And then we launch into our recital celebration week, which will have special activities. We are working on recital at the movies, which means we rent out the movie theater and play our recital performance there. We're looking at that on the 8th, and we're working out gala at the movies on the 9th. So I'm finalizing that with the theater, so I haven't released that officially, but that's what we're looking at. And then we launch into art auditions this is for our 12 and ups here. And then I think our 9 to 11s are this date, and then under 5 to 8-year-olds are this date, and our final event of the season, art banquet, here on the 19th. So, and then it's Memorial Day weekend. So that tells us everything from now until summer. Look at that. Vivian, the PDF was sent last Thursday. So it came from my email, and it was sent through email, the digital PDF. So if you want to look for that. There will also be physical copies in the studio to be picked up tomorrow if you prefer to have a physical copy with you. Okay, so checking in, how are we feeling right now after that? You're welcome. How are we feeling with that calendar? A little crazy, or we're okay? Does it make sense? Looks good, makes sense. Okay. Good. Okay, so let's move on. We're going to take each event. Okay, doesn't make sense yet, but I'm sure it will. Yeah, I get it, Caroline. When will the gala rehearsal times be on the Google Calendar? Julia, do you mean for gala week? If so, that will be after we do the March 23rd rehearsal, we'll be able to finalize that gala week. Oh, you're welcome for avoiding Mother's Day. That was kind of a nice bonus, wasn't it? We don't have to, we can like actually have a weekend for moms. That would be great. Yeah, just need to wrap my head around the times. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it's a lot in one packet, but you have it all. So that's what's great. Okay, so let's take it event by event, and I'll pause after each event to ask for questions. So then that way we can be on the same page about each thing. So the first event here is exhibition. So exhibition means that we bring in 3 teachers from across the nation to sit, watch our dancers, and record what they have to say about their dances. We then take that recording of their voice and lay it over the video of the dancers dancing, and then we review this in class so we can make our dances stronger and we can learn from those critiques. So we do this at Blessed Trinity High School, so that's kind of nice too because it's a little preview before gala and we get to be in the space beforehand. So when we get there, then call time means that's the time you're there with your hair and makeup done. There is no videotaping or photography allowed during the exhibition because really we're not polished and ready. We don't want that sort of thing to be shared. It's a private event for us, and we don't want that choreography getting out before it's at its absolute best. It is free, so you're free to come and watch. Guests can come. It's an open event, but again, we ask that you kind of respect the privacy of this as we're working through some of the things choreographically and performance-wise. The dancers aren't necessarily at their very best, and we grow a lot from exhibition to art gala. You will have all your costumes. We're finalizing some of those pieces now, so they'll be here. If you don't have them yet, you'll be getting all of them within the next week. You'll wear your hair in the art performance style. If you haven't seen that video, there's one on YouTube that tells you how to do that. And then makeup, there's also a video on YouTube that tells you how to do your makeup as well. So essentially what happens is the dancers dance and the adjudicators talk, and then the adjudicators can talk for as long as they like after the dancers leave the stage. And then when they are done, then we bring the next group to the stage. At the end of the day, the adjudicators will pick and give overall comments and pick a piece that stood out to them and why that stood out. And then after the event, we review the feedback in class. So this is the artistry exhibition schedule as we have it. Now, historically, we have run early with this because we've had in times for 5 minutes for adjudicators to speak, and they generally don't 5 minutes between every piece. So we have run early. This is for tomorrow? I'm not sure what you mean. The exhibition is March 2nd. Is that what your question is, when the exhibition is? So, so the call time is 11 a.m. for junior, teen, senior artisan, and 12 p.m. for minis and micro minis. And then we'll do a warm up for our older students before we get started. And then there is, no worries, there is a typo in here that I have to investigate. Teen hip hop is listed twice. This was discovered on our last call. So I will be remedying that. Here it is and here it is. I'll be remedying that. I may have forgotten one of their dances, or that'll just be eliminated right there. They're not going to perform that twice. So yes, historically, since we've run early, if you want to perform and then come back for the wrap up, you're welcome to, but just kind of check where we are based on like where we're supposed to be, how early are we running and that sort of thing, so you know how long you need to go. But a lot of people hang out and watch. Okay, questions about the exhibition? I'm going to pause here for questions. If you don't have questions, if you can just type in all good. If you have questions, go ahead and type those in. Okay, Erica's all good. Stacy's good. Julia's good. Are you good? Good. Oh, hi, Lauren. Gretchen's good. Good. No, micro minis don't have to be at the wrap up if they don't want to be, because they're only doing that one. They're kind of guest performing in this particular exhibition in the ballet, and we will watch their video in class as well, which they get really excited because they're famous and on the TV. So don't worry about that. If you want to be, you certainly can be, but it's not required for them. Awesome. Okay, good. So let's move on. So we'll move on to the photo shoot. Here it is. It is the following weekend, March 9th and 10th, weather permitting. We do like to do it outside because we get some nice photos outside. So hopefully these monsoons will stop for March because, you know, we can only take so much rain, but also because we'd like our photos to look good. So I bring these little changing pods so you can change inside this little pod if you need to on site, or a lot of times you can change inside your car or different things like that. But we will have our costumes, everything we need for our costumes, and we'll be taking that throughout Roswell. Marianne is asking that you're flexible with this shoot because it is outdoors and we can't control the elements. So in taking a photograph, if the sun is in a particular location, it may cause like a glare, these people to be bright and these people to be dark, and she has to wait for like a cloud to come before she can take the photo. So sometimes there's some waiting that we need to do. Also, please be respectful of the location properties and let your students know that as well. They're not our properties and we're not supposed to be, you know, doing anything that's disrespectful to them. And then also, please wait until Miss Marianne has captured the photo. And then you may take your own photos if you'd like to. It's difficult to capture all the eyes in the right place if everyone has their phones out. Another great thing to bring is a towel because it's always nice to lay down a towel, be able to put your stuff on it, sit down, that sort of thing. And there's another list of things, but towel's kind of key. Also, carpooling is probably great to do as well. So this is our layout. We have Independence High School. We are going to start at here, which is off of Mimosa. Then right next door, you can park there, and literally next door is Roswell Presbyterian Church. So we'll kind of be all of that in one space. And then from there, it's a 5-minute walk down Mimosa to Roswell Square, where we'll have these other pictures at Roswell Square. And then Bullock Hall will be our final destination for that day, which you can walk from Roswell Square, or you could drive and park at Bullock. Now, parking will be limited there because they have a quilting show. They told us that finishes at 4. So it might not be as open as it usually is, but we'll be taking these pictures there at Bullock Hall. So micro minis, you'll just have to go to Bullock Hall, which is great. And then for senior and artisan contemporary, we'll be taking our jumping pictures outside in front of Bullock Hall. Then we have on Sunday, we have headshots, minis through Artisan. They're optional. If you already have one, then great. If you don't want one, you don't have to have one. We do display them at the beginning of Art Gala in that lobby area, and they're really nice. And Miss Marianne also puts them in the program. You can sign up for those. There'll be a sign up. It'll actually be through Dance Studio Pro. You'll be able to sign up for those. They are $35 to do a headshot. And Miss Marianne takes them. And then that afternoon, we'll be going to Barrington Hall to take our ballet pictures as well as these other things. And we'll end up at Roswell Mill for these final numbers. It's sunrise or sundown doesn't end until, or doesn't happen until like 7:05. So we have a bit of flexibility because this is daylight savings time. So we anticipate that this will probably end about 6:15 at Roswell Mill. Miss Marianne put in some parking options here for you, which is always nice. We always like to know where to park. And carpooling is important. Questions about the photo shoot? Go ahead and type those in or say all good and I'll move on. Good, okay. Good, good. All good. Awesome. All right, perfect. Okay, moving on. So, gala general information. The rehearsals that we have before gala are important because it is a team dance. It's not a solo. So people's attendance or non-attendance, if you will, absences, those affect other people. So it's important that our dancers are at the rehearsals that they need to be in. Please note the locations of rehearsals. This year we have them sort of spread out when we attend BT, so please note the location. Some are at BT and some are at ADC. The Google Calendar always has the most up-to-date schedule for rehearsals. So included, you will have the show order. There are 3 different shows: Friday evening, Saturday afternoon, and Saturday evening. So the performance include a variety of art rep pieces, and each one is to perform in 2 shows. In addition to our solos, duets, and student choreography finalists. The show order for each show is slightly different. And moving with this model allowed us to reduce our art gala runtime by 1 hour. So that was good. We have 156 minutes of dancing, which is just too much dancing to put into one show. That does not include our intermission or any time to take the stage. So this allowed us to reduce our time back to just over 2-hour runtime. There's costume information there. There's another checklist within this that has all the costumes items that are needed for each dance, so that'll help you know what you have and what you don't have. So here is our gala show order within this, so you can take a peek. On Saturday, one thing to note, you will notice that micro minis are at this very beginning of the show and minis are right here. My intention for that, and that's the only thing that they do, my intention for that is that after this, they will be able to watch from the audience the rest of the show, which I think will be very special, that they'll be able to see the older girls perform. That's not something that they generally get to do not much during recital, and certainly not during gala. So that should hopefully be a special experience. And then they can come back on stage for the curtain call if they would like to do that. Okay, and then, okay, questions on that before I go to the costume checklist? Moana is the opening of the show because it was last year's production. We do that each year. So next year, Greatest Showman will open the show and we'll close with whatever we decide next year's production will be, which we have not decided yet, even though the kids keep asking us. You're welcome. Any other questions or all good? Let's see, micros do all 3 dances Saturday 2 p.m. Let's see, micro tap, micro jazz, and ballet. That is correct. They get to do all 3 of their dances in show 2. I believe minis do all 3 of their dances in show 1, micros in show 2, and then show 3, they just do 1 dance and get to watch the show. You're welcome. I'm glad it works out for grandparents. I think, will there be a list of the show order, Nikki? This is the list of the show order, and it's included in the performance package. So the packet, you can take a physical packet on Thursday. With this, do you mean will there be a program for the gala for the audience? Or do you mean songs and dances in this show order? Nikki, which one? For reference, for student reference? No, this is what we're using as the show order because most people don't know what their songs are anyways, is kind of what we thought. They just, yeah, we just thought the simplified things. But for the actual show, for the audience, they will have the name of the music and all that in there as well. Cool. Okay, so next here is the costume checklist that Miss Marianne put together, which is quite thorough. She likes to, she has presentable tights, which just makes me laugh, no holes, runs, or stains. And it's something that I think as a team that we just kind of try to instill in the kids is that they work so hard for this performance moment, and some of those details like holes or runs or stains, like holes in the tights, just like gross ballet shoes or not sewn or like torn up ballet shoes, like those really detract from the hard work that they've put in. And so we're trying to really instill that, like, we don't want all that hard work to be ruined by this tiny detail that, you know, they could have easily solved. So having those extra tights, taking care of our appearance, knowing the things that we need to do, I think that's why she has presentable tights on basically every page, because tights are kind of the worst, I think. And especially by the last show, by the Saturday night show, they're just like, oh, well, it's fine. But it's really, you know, it's not fine because it's still presenting what the hard work that they've done, and we don't want that to detract. So this has all of the exciting, thorough costume checklist, which you can look through. And if you don't have some of those things, like flower headpieces just came in, Lauren and Christina finished them. So I think Micro Minis will be getting those or trying those on tomorrow, and that sort of thing. So if there's things that you don't have, then you'll be able to kind of identify those. Okay, and we'll go over this additional info. So a reminder that at BT, we are not allowed to eat now at this point at all in the dance room. The only place that eating is allowed is in the cafeteria. And so please make sure that we respect that. That's important for our contract, our rental contract with them. There's only clear liquids allowed in the dance room, no colored liquids. And also if they do choose to eat in the cafeteria, then they should not be in their costume when they're doing that. The other thing we cannot have is we are not allowed to have candy backstage. That is BT's rule. So please do not bring candy into the backstage area as well. Please make sure that you have all your costume parts. I do recommend for the juniors and up that they have what I like to refer to as a dump bucket, where they get to take their costume off, put all the pieces in their tub, their bucket. But the key to that, which doesn't always happen, is that the items in the dump bucket need to be reorganized and hung up at the end of the show. They should not live in the bucket for the entire show run and all of the future rehearsals. The bucket is simply a tool to keep all their stuff contained when they're in a giant room. So that's important. Lauren, yes, we do have black tights in the studio for you to purchase. You do not need to get them elsewhere. We have what you need. Okay, so for seating, doors will open 30 minutes before the show. If you need special seating, then you can see the house manager for those people that need special assistance. And please do not enter the theater early to reserve seats. Tickets for the gala are $10 plus processing fees. They'll be $12 flat at the door. They'll be sold through Dance Studio Pro. So the processing fees, my understanding is that if you purchase a package of tickets, there's one processing fee as opposed to a processing fee per ticket. So you might kind of consider that when you're placing your order. Children under 3 are free and they sit in laps. And dancers will receive 4 ticket vouchers that are usable at any performance within the gala weekend. So you'll receive 4 ticket vouchers. These ticket vouchers, you do not have to turn in for physical tickets. You can just bring those directly to the door. They are your ticket. and they can be picked up at the front desk. They are not ready yet. We will let you know when they are organized and ready for you, but they can be picked up at the front desk. If you do purchase tickets online, you will receive an e-ticket receipt, basically like a Ticketmaster e-ticket. You can print that out and give that to the door, or you can show your phone as well. That is allowed as well. And then we will be selling concessions at intermission and hearts. The hearts will have like a note and a flower, or a note and a little stuffed animal to give your dancer a special message during the show. These help us make the end of the year banquet special and also help keep our costume costs down. There'll be a sign up coming soon for you to donate items to the concession. We do need everyone's help to do that. Baked goods or waters and that sort of thing. During the show, we do uphold a professional theater atmosphere, so we do not allow video cameras or photography during the actual show. You can do that during dress rehearsal or any of the tech rehearsals, but not at the actual shows. So please let your friends and family know. We will have a professional videographer that will be taping the shows, and you will receive access to this video, so there's really no reason to take your own. It's already included in what you've already paid, and we'll be sending that link out. He's phenomenal and does a 2-camera edit, and it looks great. So we'll also take live action photography during the shows as well. So dancers need to remain backstage at all times. They're not permitted in the lobby or cafeteria in any form of costuming, or permitted in the lobby during intermission or in the seating, because I've seen people in the seating as well. That's not allowed as well. So there's bathrooms for us back there. Parents, friends, and family need to stay clear of dressing room and backstage area. We want to have a secure backstage, and we do not want our dancers changing in front of strangers. So please respect that. If you are a mini or micro mini mom that is working backstage, then obviously you are allowed back there, as well as, you know, one micro mini or mini mom to help them pack up. Sometimes that happens as well and is needed. That is okay, but just, you know, please use good judgment and not bringing an entire parade of people back, as we do have our older students changing kind of right there in the middle of the dressing room. Our gala t-shirts are coming, and they are very cute. They should be here in the beginning of March. And like I said, the videos are already included. No need to pre-order any forms. Remember, no eating or drinking in costumes. And micro, mini, and mini moms, your parent rep will coordinate your backstage help to get the girls ready and monitor them. We don't need everyone in the group backstage to change them. They can handle that, and if they for some reason cannot, we have staff that can help back them up. So please let the stage parents do their job and enjoy the show. Now, one note that the mini moms brought up, and this might concern the micro mini moms for Saturday 2 p.m. is that because all of their dances are in that one show, that is the show that all of the parents want to watch. So they're having some challenges getting parents to commit or want to be backstage during that exact time. One solution that we have is if you have nannies or babysitters that you trust, if you wanted to ask them to be back there for the students, and that's people that have been vetted by you, that is okay with us as long as you all are comfortable with those people. So that's a solution as well. Audrey said they did that at her studio, and all the moms split the cost of the babysitter, and because they never wanted to do it. So that is also an option. Okay, questions on gala policies or things about gala before we move on to recital stuff? If you don't have any, you can just type in all good, and I'll move on. Okay, good. Good, it's starting to make sense. Yay. It's all making sense. Awesome. Very, very good. Okay, so if you would like to get individual pictures of your dancer taken, Miss Marianne did these last year, then those are available during these dates and times. You can reserve an individual time slot. Miss Marianne will take a variety of shots of your dancer, and then you can select which ones you like and purchase those or purchase none of them. It's not required, but that's an option open to you. If you are participating in a youth class, then your class group photo will happen on stage after your tech. So that will either be on Tuesday or Wednesday. And so you will need to have hair, makeup, costume, all the things for that tech day, since you will be taking a class photo. If you'd like to purchase those, then these are the costs for those things. Okay. All right, so kinder recital dress rehearsals. So in our kinder recital, all of our dancers in art company perform in both of the kinder recitals. So the dress rehearsals are Sunday, April 28th, and they are 11 to 1. The rehearsal will begin at 11:30, and it'll be done basically by 12:30. So we have a lunch break within there. And then the next rehearsal will begin at 1:30, and it'll be pretty much done by 2:30. So this asks you to have everything correct: hair, tights, shoes, costume, all the things, just like the show. Because we just practice doing all that, putting our makeup on and all the things, if you choose to not do makeup, that's fine with me. I would ask that you have the correct costume, tights, and shoes, and that your hair is at least pulled back and out of your face. But if you don't want to do full makeup for this day, that's totally fine. If, no if. You shouldn't have any costume changes, minis or micro minis. So you'll sit in the theater and watch the show, and then the other company dancers will be backstage and you'll handle your own changes, and that'll be fine. If you'd like to attend the dress rehearsal, you can sit wherever you'd like as a parent, and the dancers will sit in their class row. Junior, teen, senior, artisan students will be backstage. Okay, and then for kinder recital, we essentially do the same thing. It's Saturday, May 4th and Sunday, May 5th, and it's at 11. You'll need to, if your minis or micro minis, arrive at 10. If you are junior, teen, senior, artisan, you will arrive at 9, because we will do a warm-up because it's a long day for us, and we'll do a warm-up on stage. Then, let's see. You will sit, the dancers will sit in the theater, and the show will last less than 1 hour. Minis and micro minis will sit in class row. The other dancers will be backstage. Dad performers will sit in a reserve row. That doesn't really apply to us. And then dancers can be picked up in the cafeteria. So minis and micro minis will be escorted out to the cafeteria, and we'll have a break. So this will be 11. It will be over by 12. And then there will be a break before the next youth show for lunchtime. We'll do the same thing on Sunday, same exact thing. Okay, if you are in a youth class, then this chart will tell you what show your youth class is in, if you want to take note of that. And then this provides an additional quick overview of when each of those youth shows happen, when the tech rehearsal is, when the dress rehearsal is, and when the recital performance is. I'm not going to kind of go into this in detail because most of us have to be at all of these times. So we just did spring break. We are now in art rehearsal, preparing for gala, which will be the following week. In addition to that, we have our youth production rehearsals, which means that in youth classes, we take all of our particular style genre and put them together in a theme. For instance, hip hop is doing video games, so they have Pac-Man and Mario and Luigi and some other different things. So we have production rehearsals to coordinate those all together with all the different dancers. So if you are participating in a youth class in addition to art, then these are your production rehearsal times. You will not have regular youth classes that time. You will just have these production rehearsals. We have tried our best to coordinate them around the art schedule so they do not conflict. I believe that this ballet show too conflicts, and we're aware of it, and we're going to make it work. And then we will go from there, and it'll make it happen. Caroline, yes, they are in one of the youth recitals, so we will get to that. Micros are in one of the youth recitals. All of the art students are in both of the kinder recitals, so that way that's just kind of an easy way to think of it that way. Okay, so then we will have regular classes on the 12th and 13th if you participate in youth classes, but we won't have it on Art Gala. Clearly you can't be there, but also we'd like the students to come see you perform. So, okay, here is our tech schedule. Again, you will have to, if you are in a youth class, you will need to come in costume, tights, hair, makeup, all of that, because class photos will be happening. I would like all the dancers, all art dancers, to be at this rehearsal here, the finale rehearsal. It's a time that we go over all of the expectations and etiquette of the theater so they know who to talk to, what they need to do, and all of the rules. We announce people whose first recital is with us that year. We also learn the curtain call choreography that happens at the end of the show, and we also will view the digital ads, which is a new thing that we are doing. So the digital ads, rather than putting an ad in the program for your dancer, because we found that a lot of times dancers didn't even see the ad in the program, we decided to do what we call a digital ad. So we would create an ad and project it onto our big projection screen before the show, kind of like a pre-show to the movies, like those movie trailer ads. So that way dancers can see themselves on the big screen, and we know that they've seen it, and it gives them that chance to feel extra special. So for our youth students, we will be showing that exciting video at this finale rehearsal for those digital ads. So if you're not in any youth things, but you are in art, I would like them to be at this finale rehearsal if possible. That would be fantastic. Okay. If you're performing in Dance with Dad, then this is the tech time for all the Dance with Dad youth students. If you are micro mini performing, then this would be the time that you would come for that as well. Okay. So youth recital, let me go to, I'm going to skip this page. This is page 23, and I'm going to move to this page. This is page 24. So the way that we did it for recital weekend, based on feedback that we received, we know it's a lot for art students, especially the younger ones. So we have right now micro minis, there's 5 shows over the weekend. Micro minis participate in 3 of the shows. Minis participate in 4 of the shows, and the rest of the art company participates in all 5 shows. So the micro minis perform in both of the kinder shows, and then this 2 p.m. youth show on Saturday. Minis perform in both of the kinder shows and this 2 p.m. and this 7 p.m. show on Saturday. So they have 3 shows on Saturday and just the 1 on Sunday. And then the rest of the students participate in all of the 5 shows. So hopefully that will take a little off. So with that in mind, with the idea that micro minis are in show 1, minis are in show 1 and show 2, and the rest of us are in show 1, 2, and 3, we can look at this dress rehearsal on times that we need to be there. So this is the commitment time. So we'll arrive at 3:30 and rehearsal begins at 4 for show 1 on Friday, May 3rd. For show 2, it continues that night. There'll be a time for a dinner break. Rehearsal begins at 6:15. And then show 3 is Sunday, April 28th at arrival time at 3, rehearsal will begin at 3:30. Dancers can leave as soon as their last dance is finished. So for minis, they open the show with their acro aerial production for this show too. So they can leave pretty much at like 6:30, 6:45. And then, or they can stay and watch from the audience, either way. Okay. And then for the show, we ask that our art company, junior teen, senior artisan arrive 2 hours before show start time. So that way they have a warm up, although you may already be there for things. So that's kind of with our Saturday bits. Let me just talk you through. Let me go in a different route. So Saturday, May 4th, we have an 11 o'clock show that will finish at 12. There's then a 1 hour break that we can eat and totally relax. And then we have to start getting reset up at 1 for the 2 o'clock youth show. And then the 2 o'clock youth show should finish at 3:30. So we have a bit of a break there to go out and eat dinner somewhere out, and then we'll need to be back at 5 o'clock here for show 2. Minis can be back at 6. And then on our Sunday date, we have, again, the 11 o'clock kinder show that will finish at 12, and then we just kind of hang out, eat lunch, and get set up for our 2 o'clock youth show, which should be over by 3:30. Okay, and then this is a costume checklist. So on the recital page on our website, if you are in a youth class, then let me get to that. Here we go. There is a recital costume checklist that tells you everything that you need to know for your costume. For example, here we go, Hip Hop 3 Friday has a blue spaceship bike tarred with skirt. They are wearing tan-footed tights, sneakers of your choice, rhinestone rubber band hair thing, silver wristbands and boot covers, and a high ponytail. That's their hair. So that tells you all of the things there. Go back to other. So this, again, is accessible on the ADC website on our recital page, which at the banner at our top has a click to that. And this is a Google Sheet that you can access and look at and write down all the things you need to do on your little cheat sheet. Oh, they gave you lots of costumes in case you have that. The final information for recital is Dance with Dad. So if you haven't signed up and you'd still like to, you still can. We started our first rehearsal, but we're having a blast, and we're doing a funny one this year. We're doing Meghan Trainor's Dance Like Your Daddy. We're having a grand time, so feel free to still sign up for that. And we have 2 more rehearsals. You're not behind. We will catch you up. Attire for dad is essentially this: white shirt, black pants, black shoes. Attire for dancers is white dress, or if you're a boy, matching dad. And then the tech rehearsals are Wednesday for youth dads right here. And then they will perform. Usually what we do with our dads is we just kind of select which show they would like to perform, and we let them select. And sometimes we have them perform in multiple shows if we want some more dads on stage, if we need to. But and the senior dads perform in all of the youth shows that they'd like to. So we let the senior graduate dads perform in all those youth shows. Okay, so there we have it. And we have a note section, and ta-da, we're at the end. So I am ready to take your questions. If you don't have any questions, you can type in all good. How do I know what you show for the dads? I let them pick, Nikki. I let them pick. You're welcome. Okay, Lewis is all good. Great, good. Okay, great, good. And if you wouldn't mind giving me a little feedback about this Zoom call, did you like receiving information like this versus having a physical meeting? Good, Vicky's good. It's great, yeah, this is a better, okay, great, good. I like that, a better process than prior. You like it, yes. A little overwhelmed, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Yes, that's all part of the process, but it will be all good. All good, call was convenient. Appreciate having call options. Okay, great, good. Awesome. This was a great way to go over it all. Thanks. Okay, awesome, good. I think we are going to do our art handbook like this as well. So it's going to be digital like this. We're going to go over that way. Good. Yes, thank you, Erica. Yeah, we did our best to have the shorter shows. It was a big challenge because my team was quite passionate about having a shorter recital, which I agree with, but we didn't find the solution. And so I finally found the solution over the summer with doing these rotating shows and productions and things. I think it's going to be really great. People are really going to like it. Okay, well, if you ever have any questions, you can certainly email us at office@atlantadancecentral.com or, talk to any of us. We should be able to know the information for you. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the call for us, and I'm looking forward to an exciting spring season. Thank you. Bye-bye.